Hi, welcome to my video on change factored form to general form of a polynomial. Let's do a little bit review first. Let's do some multiplication by what I call the fast way or by the normal way. And let's do the normal way first. The normal way is by FOIL, F-O-I-L. And that's the first x squared outside plus 3x inside 4x, last is plus 12, and we simplify, and we have 3x, 4x is 7x. So that's the FOIL method. And again, practice the FOIL. First, 6x squared, outside, 12x, inside, negative 2x, last is negative 4, and we simplify the middle terms to give us 10x. And again, that's the FOIL method. So I call the fast way is that what I do is the fast way. I'll go x times x is x squared. And then I go, that's a 3x, and that's a 4x. So they're going to add to give me a 7x. And the outside, or the last terms, is plus 12. So that's the fast way without writing it all down. But again, it depends on how comfortable you are with it. Again, the fast way is multiply those two. That's the first. That's 6x squared. When you multiply those two, you get a 12x. Those two is 2x. 12x and 2x is plus 10x. And the last is negative 4. That's just the fast way. Again, your choice. Normal, by FOIL, or do it fast. But be careful. Now we're squaring here. The normal way on squaring is go write it down twice and do FOIL. First, outside, inside, last, and then add them up like terms. And again, we're going to do it the normal way. Write it down twice. First, 4x squared, outside, 6x, inside, 6x, last is 9, and we add up the middle terms because they're like 12x plus 9. But the fast way is doing it like this. A plus b squared is, and again I'm going to show you this pattern. Actually, I'm doing this pattern to get a squared FOIL. First, outside, inside, last. So that's a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. So the fast way is that you take the first term and you square it. You multiply these two and you double it to get the product, and you square the last one. So watch. Square x, you get x squared. Get the product of these two, which is negative 4, double, negative 8x. Square 16. That's the fast way. So you square the first one, you get the product and double it, and you square the second term. Again, here's the fast way. 2x squared is 4x squared, and product is 6x, double it is 12x, and square the last term is 9. So that's a little bit on multiplying fast. Again, if you see those patterns, go for it. If you don't, take your time and write it out. Polynomial form. Forms are factored form, which is a times x minus b all squared, or to the n, b minus c to the n, etc. And the general form is a x to the n, b x to n minus 1, c x to the n minus 2, etc. Notice the degree of the power of n goes down by 1 each time. So change the factored form to general form. Change it to this form. So to do that, what I do, I always have a habit of multiplying the ones on the right first. There's 3 multiplications here, so I'll pick these two and multiply. Now I'm going to multiply these fast way. If you can't do the fast way, then do the FOIL, and then, but I'll show you twice, two different ways. So the fast way is x times x, and that's a negative 3x, that's a negative 1x, that's negative 4, and 3. Now I have that done. Those two multiply. Now I'm going to multiply by the first one. So what we're going to do is go first. We're going to take x and multiply by each of these. Done. Now I'm going to take the 2 and multiply by each of these. 2 times x squared. 2 times negative 4. 2 times 3. Now really, if you want to group your like terms together yourself, or you can just look at your like terms, you got an x cubed. You got x squared, so negative 4 and 2 is negative 2. You got x's, so 3 and negative 8 is negative 5. And you have a 6. So that's the fast way of multiplying here, by multiply the first, and then do the outside inside in your head, and write it down, and then multiply the last. So, B. I said I was going to do this one and show you what would happen if you wanted to multiply by FOIL first. So FOIL is x times x, x squared, x times negative 3, negative 3x, negative 1 times x, negative times negative, positive 3. So what you should do then, if you're going to do it this way, is add up. So I did the FOIL, and then I added these together. The reason I added these together is to make this expression simpler, so I have less multiplication to do. Now, so here I did it the fast way and just got that expression there, that trinomial. I got it faster. Now I still got to go and do all x times these 3, 2 times these 3 like this. And here I have a square, so you could go like this. And you can multiply. So again, I expanded this to get x minus 1, x minus 1. Now I'm going to multiply these two, fast way. X squared, outside, negative 2, inside, negative 1, negative 3x, plus 2. Now I'm going to multiply these two. So I could multiply the 2 by x minus 1, but if I multiply 2 by x minus 1, I don't multiply it by this one. So I can multiply these two first and leave the 2 alone. So I can do this. So x times x squared, x cubed. X times negative 3x, x times 2. Negative 1 times x squared, negative 1 times negative 3, negative 1 times 2. And I always, when I got it done, I always simplify. Makes it easier. Negative 3, negative 1. 2 and 3 makes 5. Add up like terms. Now that I have a simplified, multiply by 2. So notice I expanded it, and I worked on the right side, multiply these two, and then when I had that done, I multiplied these two, simplified it, and then I multiplied by 2. Again, as you're getting used to multiplying, you should pause the video and work these out yourself to see if you can get them right. Very important. And here, I'm going to multiply these two, but notice that these two are the same term with a plus minus. So watch what happens. 3x times 3x is 9x squared. That's a negative 3x, that's a positive 3x, so that's a 0. And minus 1. So the outside, inside gave you 0. Now we got a negative 18x cubed plus 2x. So multiply these two first, then the negative 2x after. I find that the best way to go. and it won't make an error. If you do multiply by negative 2x first, you only multiply the negative 2x by this binomial. Leave this one alone. In other words, do this 6x squared minus 2x. If you multiply negative by these two, there it is. You don't multiply negative 2x by this one and this one. Because you have three multiplications, you can only multiply these two first and then the third one after. So when you multiply these now, you will come up with this. But this is, again, your choice. And we have another example to do. Notice now we have 4 of them. So it's, because I have 4 multiplications, that's like multiplying, let me explain, 2 times 3 times 4 times 5. I can multiply 4 times 5 to get 20. Then I can multiply 3 by 20 to get 60. Then I can multiply 2 by 60 to get 180. But if I want to, because I have 4 of them, it depends. I can multiply these two and these two. So I can multiply these two and get 6, multiply these two and get 20, and I'll still get 120 in the end. So let's multiply these two, because I have 4 of them. Let's multiply these two and these two. So that's 2x times x, 2x squared. Outside is negative 4, inside is 3, so that's negative x. And 3 times 2 is negative 6. Now multiply these two, x squared first, outside negative 4, inside negative 1, that's negative 5x, and negative 1 times 4 is 4. Now I got a trinomial times trinomial, and it just takes time to work this out, but you just take your time now. I'm going to move down. So what we have is I got 2x squared times x squared. So I'm taking 2x squared, multiplying by the 3 of those. So here we go. 2x to the 4th. 2x squared times negative 5x is negative 10x cubed. 2x squared times 4 plus 8x squared. Now I take the negative x and multiply by these 3. So it's a negative x cubed. Negative x times negative 5x plus 5x squared. Negative x times 4 is negative 4x. Now I got negative 6 times these 3. So it's a negative 6x squared. Negative 6 times negative 5x plus 30x. Negative 6 times 4. Oh, I better put the x in. Negative 6 times 4 is negative 24. And we got to look at the like terms. So 2x to the 4th. Now we got to look at the cubes. The cubes are here and nowhere else. So that gives us a negative 11x cubed. So what I do, now I look at the squares. I got an 8, 13. 13 subtract 6 is 7x squared. So make sure I got those used up. Now I got the x's left. So I got 26x. There you go. And the last is a negative 24. So again, you got 4 of them. I do 2 and 2, and then I do the product. But it's your choice. You could multiply these two, get the answer, then multiply x minus 2 by this trinomial, and then when you get that done, then multiply this binomial by that answer. Your choice. So let's do some extra practice. Here we go. We have x here, so let's multiply these two. 4x times 2x is 8x squared. That's 4x, that's a negative, outside is negative 4x, inside is 12x, so negative 4 and 12 is a plus 8, and a minus 6. Now multiply by x. 8x cubed plus 8x squared minus 6x. And there's the trinomial in the general form. And we have 3 of them here. So again, what I do, I multiply these two first. X times x is x squared. Outside is 4x. Inside is 1x, so that's 5x. and the last is plus 4. Now I take my time and multiply the binomial times trinomial. So 3x times these 3. So that's 3x cubed plus 15x squared plus 12x. So 3x times x squared, 3x times 5x, 3x times 4. Now I multiply negative 2 by these 3. Negative 2x squared minus 10x minus 8. And I look at my like terms. X cubed is first. X squared, 15 and negative 2. Negative 13, x squared. X is next. 12 and 10 makes 2x. And so we use that one. We use those two. We use those two. And the last one is minus 8. And that's in descending order. And a few more to practice with. So notice we have a square here. So let me do this one. So when we square a binomial, we take the first one and we square it. We get the product of those two, which is negative 3x, and double it, negative 6x, and 3 times negative 3 is 9. Now we got the square done, and we multiply by negative 2x to the 4 plus 12x cubed minus 18x. And again, that's the other way. Again, is your choice, is to write it down twice like this and do the FOIL on that. X squared minus 3x plus 9. Simplify this first. You should always simplify because it makes the math that go forward much easier. So notice I did the FOIL on this and add them, or I did this the fast way, your choice. And now we have 4 multiplications here. So we got 4 multiplications. We can do these two. That gives me negative 3x. And we can multiply these two. 2x squared. And outside is negative 4. Inside is 1. So there's negative 3x. And the last is negative 2. Again, there's no pluses. You just multiply these two together to get this. Multiply these two together to get this trinomial. Now we multiply 3x by these 3. It gives me negative 6x cubed plus 9x squared plus 6x. So negative 3 is multiplied by these 3. There's the answer. Now we multiply negative 18 by these 3. Negative 36x squared. And that's a positive 54x plus 36. Now we add up like terms. Cube is gone, squares are here. So that's negative 27x squared. They're done. Then we do the x's. So that's 60x. And then we got the plus 36. So we do them in these. You can rewrite them and rearrange them, but that sometimes then when you're doing a test or math, you can think about descending order and doing it fast. Now I did this one as extra. We have 4 binomials being multiplied, but notice that this is x root 2, this is x minus root 2. The same here. These are opposites of each other, like the difference of 2 squares. So multiply the first 2 and multiply the last 2. X times x is x squared. Outside is negative root 2. Inside is a positive root 2, so that's a 0. And so negative times a positive times negative, negative. Root 2 times root 2 is root 4, which is a 2. And we get, these are conjugates of each other. Conjugates is when you change the second sign. So when you multiply these, you get x times x is x squared. The outside is positive. The inside is negative. And the opposite of each other is 0. And negative times a positive is negative. Root 6 times root 6 is 6. Now we got 2 binomials multiply. X squared times x squared. And we can, because they're the same, now I'll do it this way. by FOIL. So notice, but because you could have multiplied out first, x to the 4, outside -6, inside -2, -8. But when you go like this and this, they have to be the same. If that's an x and that's an x squared, you can't do. You got to do the FOIL. So just be careful. I just thought I might enter the roots there for a bit of fun. And that's multiplication of polynomials, because we're going to need the multiplication to do the next videos that we're going to do. And so we just did a bit of practice. And if you like my video, click the like button, click the subscribe button, visit my math website, www.mathfullyexplained.com, to find more information about me, my videos, and the content. That's the content on my YouTube channel called Math Fully Explained. Thank you for viewing my video. Bye-bye.